GYMSHARK is currently one of the world's leading athletic clothing brands. Founded by a 19-year-old Ben Francis in 2012, GYMSHARK has gone on to become Britain's leading e-commerce brand, with a valuation of around $1.3 billion. With its immense success, it seems like this company, which started out of a garage, is on its journey to take over the world. But just how did GYMSHARK do it? But before we continue, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be the first to be notified of new behind the business videos that we post every week. Let's begin. Ever since its inception in 2012, GYMSHARK has brought the competition to activewear brands like Nike and Adidas. The billion-dollar brand has even made its way into the global market by enhancing the power of social media. I mean, what do you expect? It was founded by a millennial. Before going full-time into the running of GYMSHARK, Ben Francis was a full-time student during the day and a pizza delivery boy at night. It was during this time that he began laying the foundations for GYMSHARK. He decided to start an activewear brand after noticing a massive demand that existed in the British market for sportswear. The idea behind GYMSHARK was to provide people with trendy athletic clothing at a reasonable price. The secret to GYMSHARK's success was that he targeted a certain niche in the market. In 2012, most brands were obsessed with making baggy athletic wear that served no athletic function. The only other option for consumers was to spend hundreds of pounds on high-end sports brands. Ben introduced the idea of reasonably priced gym wear, which immediately attracted a lot of fitness enthusiasts. In the beginning stages of GYMSHARK, Ben sought help from his brother and his friend Lewis Morgan, who was also a student at Aston University. Together, they bought a screen printer and a sewing machine to start working on clothes for his brand. Despite not having any experience with designing clothing, Ben did all he could to perfect the art. Every night after his shift as a delivery boy, Ben would spend hours designing clothes and answering emails for GYMSHARK. Ultimately, he partnered up with his friend Lewis Morgan, and the two invested their time and money into building solid foundations for the business. At the end of 2012, Ben took a giant leap and spent all his money to develop and design GYMSHARK's LUXE fitted tracksuit, which he then showcased at the Body Power Expo, a premier fitness trade show. This tracksuit proved to be monumental to GYMSHARK's success, and the company saw a huge spike in its online sales. Right after the trade show ended, a tracksuit went viral on Facebook, generating £30,000 in sales within a half hour. Even though it started off relatively small, GYMSHARK's consistent quality of products earned the brand quite a good reputation locally. It was then that Ben decided to leave university and quit his job at Pizza Hut to focus solely on the company. This proved to be a smart move because soon Ben was able to expand his online business to over 130 countries. After 2 years of his hectic struggle, GYMSHARK's turnover had increased to £250,000 a year. The firm grew so quickly that by 2016, it had moved into new headquarters on the Moon's Mode Industrial Estate, and by 2018, the headquarters moved to Blythe Valley Park near Solihull. With GYMSHARK's unique and functional designs, the brand gained more popularity within fashion and fitness enthusiasts, and the company's turnover increased to hundreds of millions of pounds per year. With Ben's consistent investment in innovation, GYMSHARK soon started making over £100,000 every single year. The brand continued to be so successful not only because of its range of products, but also the fact that Ben invested in his own warehouse early on, which means he didn't have to deal with third-party shipping companies, and hence directly sell and ship all products. This sets GYMSHARK apart from a lot of other fashion brands, and also ensures that everything remains under the company's own control. After its success in the first few years, Ben continued to build his empire with GYMSHARK. He felt like the brand needed something more if it was to take over high-end fitness stores. The key to his success was constant expansion and innovation in terms of products and marketing strategies. In the age of social media, when no other brand was using this medium to promote themselves, Ben had a then unconventional idea of using platforms like Instagram to help his brand gain worldwide recognition. This is what helped GYMSHARK stand out from its competition in the fitness market. GYMSHARK was one of the first few companies to put their faith in influencer marketing. The first people they collaborated with were popular fitness YouTubers like Lex Griffin and Scott Herman. This helped the company expand its social media presence beyond what traditional marketing could allow. In fact, it was GYMSHARK that started the wave of marketing through PR packages. Ben and his business partners looked up famous fitness accounts on Instagram and sent them boxes full of their merchandise in exchange for promotion. While this is common practice now, this idea was revolutionary back in 2014. This strategy proved to be the big break that Ben needed to make a name for himself internationally. Within hours of a few influencers showing their support to the brand, GYMSHARK's sales would increase by a significant percentage. The brand created its own social media pages that were user-friendly, bright, and inviting, which just attracted potential customers even more. This approach helped GYMSHARK establish itself as much more than just a clothing brand. Ben wanted to make his customers feel like an exclusive community. Through the brand's smart and personal marketing strategies, Ben turned GYMSHARK into a platform where people felt seen, heard, and accepted. Not only had GYMSHARK become a brand that was recognized by everyone all over the world, but social media influencers were now aspiring to join the GYMSHARK community. Because of the brand's newly established prestige and their positive image, everyone associated with the fitness industry aspired to become a GYMSHARK brand ambassador, known as the GYMSHARK athlete. The risk that Ben took with social media marketing proved to be a game changer, not just for GYMSHARK, but for nearly every other business in the UK at the time. Through its smart use of online platforms, GYMSHARK has rebuilt its entire brand to function through a more customer-centric personal approach. Over the years, Francis has sponsored hundreds of social media stars, including celebrities like Emma Roberts, Shay Mitchell, Vanessa Hudgens, and Nina Dobrev, all of whom have supported the brand on their social media for years. GYMSHARK's online platforms currently have a reach of over 20 million people, with tons of popular athletes featured on the brand's websites as ambassadors. The screening process of GYMSHARK athletes is super intensive, because Ben only wants to take people with a similar vision on board to make sure that the entire marketing and promotion process remains authentic and real. Because of the brand's direct-to-customer approach, the brand is able to adapt to market changes and consumer demands easier than all of its competitors. Ben invested his money into a marketing method that was risky, but because he was clear about his vision, it worked out in his favor. Ben never wanted his brand to be exclusive. Through the use of platforms like Instagram and Facebook, he turned GYMSHARK into a community with like-minded people who supported each other. Because his brand was so personal to him, he made sure that his customers also felt the same way. This rebranding of his store is what has earned him love and respect from people all over the world. People want to invest in GYMSHARK because they believe in the brand's message of inclusion, which is what has turned GYMSHARK from a small e-commerce site into one of the world's largest online stores. Recently, the brand has taken its marketing to a whole new level with pop-up shops and has been utilizing the influence of social media stars to attract people to these temporary stores. Aside from Twitter and Instagram, the brand has also launched its own YouTube channel to help connect with people on a more interactive level. As the brand began to grow, Lewis decided to move on from his role as co-founder and resigned as a company director in 2016. The three remaining directors were now Ben, Steve Hewitt, and Paul Richardson. The year 2017 saw a significant increase in the net value of the brand. Over the years, the remuneration expense of GYMSHARK has risen considerably, from £1.3 million to £5.1 million in 2018. The general increase in payments clearly indicates greater profits. The 154% increase in revenue that the brand has seen over the past few years increased the company's potential even more. Ben moved his entire staff into a new building in 2018, which is now called the GYMSHARK headquarters, and has paved the way for the brand to expand even more in terms of not just land, but also business connections. 2018 saw GYMSHARK's revenue increase up to £103 million, helping the company set new records with its profits. With GYMSHARK's successful business moves, the brand has seen an exponential rise in its stock expenses. With a total balance of £1.7 billion in 2019, Ben has managed to increase the amount by 605% in the span of only a couple of years, earning GYMSHARK a total closing stock balance of £12 million. This was all before the ultimate strategic move to sell a 21% stake to General Atlantic this year and reaching a billion-dollar status. With this deal signed, GYMSHARK's co-founder Lewis Morgan sold his stake in the firm for $100 million and concluded his departure from the company. The sudden rise of GYMSHARK and its dominance in the market of athletic wear came as a surprise to many. Looking at the brand's success with social media and influencer marketing, several other brands followed suit and made use of the potential of online platforms. Despite GYMSHARK's unbelievable success, the brand's motto has remained the same: stay humble. Even with its cult following of millions of people, Ben has made sure that GYMSHARK's vision of cultivating a supportive community remains a priority. It's truly inspiring how Ben took what was nothing more than an ambitious idea and turned it into a billion-dollar business that's supported by people all over the world. As for the future of GYMSHARK, Ben has no plans of stopping his store's expansion and is constantly working towards taking GYMSHARK to unimaginable heights. GYMSHARK announced that it would be pushing forward with global expansion plans. Ben's dream since day one has been to make his business one of the greatest on the planet, and he's successfully on his way to make this vision come true. So, what do you think of GYMSHARK's clothing? Would you wear them? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be the first to be notified of new behind-the-business videos we post every week. Be inspired, and we will see you in the next one. Since you made it all the way to this point, here are 2 more videos that we know you are going to love. Go on, click on it. You know you want to.